Like I told you there, my name is Detective Yancey. I work here at the police department. My job is to investigate things that happen. I got called because there's a whole lot of questions that need answered.
Meet this 38-year-old mother, Erin Malshaw. Erin is in this interrogation for the killing of her friend, Harvey Satterfield, believing she is nothing but an innocent witness. What Erin is about to realize, however, is that Harvey on his deathbed has told officers everything.
Harvey told us who did it.
What he said with a bat.
Hit him with a bat is what he said?
This is what I've been told.
Because moments before passing away, Harvey had revealed Erin was the one responsible for this brutal crime, and what will follow will now be a relentless investigation to find out why.
You never use a weapon?
No.
You never used a bat?
I would never. That is a lie in Jesus' name. Do I have to go to jail?
On September 17, 2023, police in Mississippi received a panic call, reporting that 65-year-old Harvey Satterfield, known to his loved ones as Kent, was lying on the floor of his home, beaten, bloodied, and barely clinging to life. Police rushed to the scene, where they discovered him shockingly conscious. They asked him what had happened as he was put into an ambulance, and what he had to say was heartbreaking. A family friend whom he allowed to stay with him, 39-year-old Erin Malshaw, had beaten him with a bat and left him for dead. Quickly, police brought Erin in for an interrogation, and her questioning begins with the ramblings of a professional victim. Keep in mind, this is less than 5 minutes after she's met the detective, and she proceeds to trauma dump like it's her day job. Not that she'd ever even dream of having a job.
I mean, I've been on the street for a long time. About 4 years ago, I started actively working on looking to change things, and I have made progress. Anyhow, so this time I went home, January, and when she's had me, I got arrested, she had me evicted, had a written on me for mental health. So anyhow, I just got released from Jubilee State Hospital on Wednesday, and I was supposed to go from there, come out here and get my stuff. My mom has everything, my breathing machine, all my medicines, clothes, makeup. Anyhow, I had kicked the illicit drugs, and then I struggled. I had relapsed a couple of times. Anyhow, I have to learn how to, on the street, living, starting when I was 21 at the airport, and, living with somebody who tried to kill me, stoned me to death, got brain broken, everything. And so I was, working through, haven't gotten to physical therapy anywhere near that yet.
Let me stop you there.
Finally, she stops talking long enough for the detectives to begin reading her rights, though she interrupts in the middle of them being read.
The reason I asked about my phone, and I had even recorded it and had done Facebook Live, because I knew, it's always something when you struggle with belligerent. My phone has, and there were people that I know saw the Facebook Live and saw him. I was in the bathroom in the shower. He was beating on the door. I was not doing drugs. I wasn't getting high. And I've never gotten high without him if I had drugs in his house. That have changed my life.
That Facebook Live that she took before and after Harvey's assault is much more important than she even realizes right now, though detectives know all the evidence they need lies within the footage. While one team is interrogating Erin, another breaks the news of her arrest to her teen daughter, who, as you'll soon see, has been through more than anyone should ever have to endure. And if you enjoy killers like this, realize they're not winning an Oscar, subscribe, and check out our Spotify, where we upload podcasts every week.
So obviously, it started out, the charges. I'm going to explain that. So it started out, I was called over there for what I was being told was an elderly man had been. So the charge originally was elderly, or, an adult that can't really defend himself because of his age. So that's what the charges started out as. Obviously, then we found out that, he just wasn't going to make it. So, and then when he passed, you can't attempt to murder somebody that died. So obviously the charge had to be upgraded to murder. So that's where we're at on that. And that's why. And I kind of tell you, one of the main reasons why it is because Harvey told us who did it.
And will I still get to see the stuff that, the videos and tapes that I can see? Is there going to be a trial?
Erin's daughter's response to finding out her mom is a murderer isn't one of shock. It's the response of a girl who has, unfortunately, seen everything, which explains why she doesn't want to refer to her as mother at all.
So he comes down and he's calling the police. your mom then goes upstairs and locks the door.
We can refer to her as Erin.
Okay, Erin, and I understand. I will honor that request, I promise.
In her interrogation, Erin continues to play the victim, in spite of what her daughter is revealing to police, that her own mother, just to get her hands on some substances, did the unimaginable.
I showed up at his house last night. He didn't have any pants or underwear on. He's never been like that before. Like, he's always, and he was like way past drunk. And I didn't, there wasn't a problem besides like, I don't remember if anything had been said before I went in the bathroom or not. So that's just usually where I'm comfortable. I get on the phone, I was taking a shower. I was exhausted. I needed to go to sleep, man. I came there to shower and go to get some rest, and I was going to have Tim come pick me up. If not this morning, depending on whether or not my mom allowed me to get my stuff yet, I've had the most trouble. I called the people who I thought, in a previous life, like, I haven't called those. I've gotten these done my way, like, called people, whoever, however. But I knew that. I called my mother's wife, I called my friend from church, I called a friend from AA, I called people my mom knows, I called, I let my 20-year-old know today without putting any kind of pressure or like it's an issue, just, this is what it is, and
how old are you, ma'am?
38.
You're 38 years old.
Yeah.
So you have a 20-year-old?
Mm-hmm. She'll be 21 in January. I have an 18-year-old who will be 19 on the 16th of November. And Santana's birthday will be December 31st or the 17th. Lives with his dad, and they are the ones that picked me up and brought me. I hate this the way it is, but my mom is so full of like anger and stuff. Like, she's not the same mentally. She was, I guess, planning on me being stuck in the psych ward, but they were like, you should have never been sent here. We'll work on your immediate release. Since him and his dad just happened to live in Tupelo, and they brought me here.
Okay, so did you take part in raising your children?
My 8-year-old.
Your 8-year-old?
And yes, I had like skin in my neck until they were 6 and 4.
Why? I mean, if you don't mind me asking.
I was smoking.
Okay.
And I had already, the first experience I had, somebody gave me HIV on purpose, turned into AIDS immediately. I almost died. That had happened, but that same person had really allowed me. He went through it real, and it just caused me PTSD, really.
Erin has had run-ins her whole life with partners who were toxic and violent, yet she has no right to cry over her children or lament about the fact that she has PTSD, because behind closed doors, she was giving all 4 of them PTSD their entire lives.
Obviously, we called you in because, like I say, you'd made, comments about the things that had happened to you when you're, growing up. I know we talked about it, but I was going to see if you didn't mind talking further in detail and giving us kind of details where, when, how, the details on it. And I wanted to ask you, is this something that you would like to have prosecuted?
I'll prosecute anything that I can. I've been trying to get her in jail, not just for fun, but because she deserves to be there. And I want you to understand, it's like, I don't believe in kicking a horse when it's down. And I mean, let's be honest, she's got a murder charge. It doesn't get much worse. The only way you could be worse under state charge would be capital murder. This didn't meet the capital murder, but it is murder. But I also believe in trying to get justice for every victim that we can. And that's kind of what our job is.
Several of Erin's own were allegedly sold to people in order to feed her habit. Murder is obviously terrible, but doing this is a type of evil that truly can't be compared to anything else. And the fact that her daughter is so strong, capable, and is working and putting herself through college is truly incredible, especially as she continues to disclose details.
It's something that I do want to prosecute.
Okay.
I just also, it's hard for me because a lot of the stuff is stuff that I push down so that I can function.
Yes.
And it comes out at like random times. So a lot of the details are blurry for me. Like the more intimate details.
She continues to provide police with intimate details, which we will be keeping private for her safety and well-being. However, back in Erin's interrogation, it's woe is me all over again.
I come and stay with my uncle, him, and my real uncle. Ever since my real uncle died, I, brought him into the family.
Who's that?
Kent.
Kent Harvey?
Yeah,
Okay.
Harvey. He's become my mom's best friend, but for a long time and we've never really been friends because he's a two-faced kind of person and it's not genuine, and I've always made it clear that I don't operate that way, and I come around and either get high with him or but over the years, I invite him over for supper with the family, or when I get sober, I invite him to AA and church, and I forgot where I was going with that. My 20-year-old just started talking to me like things are turning around. Things are turning around in my life finally.
So, Mr. Harvey, you said you used to get high with him, or you still get high with him?
Up until I guess, I don't know if I ever stopped getting high with him. I know, that's been our relationship, the extent of it, but not really. Well, sometimes when we get high, sometimes I'll let him. Not.
Okay. So, is that willing, or does that mean, is that just kind of for you to?
Yeah, we both enjoy it a bit. It's okay.
Okay, sorry. So he's not like forcing you or twisting your arm or saying you gotta have to do this or.
No, he is a gentleman and until he gets drunk and then he turns into someone else.
I got you.
And so, and he's so alone, and I try to stay around him as much as possible. It's never been, it's just like, I appreciate having a place. I don't know, sometimes it's fun. I don't know, it's different every time. But no, he doesn't force me to do anything.
All right, so.
I want you to know I did not put that mark on his head.
Keep that in mind as the interrogation continues. She claims she willingly was intimate with him and that he was a gentleman. Police ask her where she stayed the past week and she avoids the question, claiming several people's homes before she finally relents and admits she may have stayed at Harvey's.
So you go to Sam's house Friday, you say you don't stay the night, but you're not sure where you went, but you think you could be correct or whatever, you showed up at his house late Friday night, early Saturday morning?
That's possible.
Okay.
I don't think it's the case because who probably Sam's? I don't think Sam did. He probably can't. I don't think Sam did. He tried to drop me off. Because then I had an Uber driver take me. If you can't say that I got there Friday night.
I'm still sorting that out with Kent, but other people told me you got there Friday night, early Saturday morning. Late Friday night, early Saturday morning.
I just think, I don't think so at all. No, it can't be because I've been using my phone to record since I got there.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir. It could have only been a few hours ago. And I was out there in the yard. No, it couldn't have been.
Okay. But so you wind up at Kent's house.
Uh-huh.
All right, so you come there to get some rest.
Yes.
Well, it's hard to get rest when you smoke.
I wasn't smoking.
All right, but you used some today.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But I have not. I wasn't.
Okay.
I didn't come there high, and I didn't come there with drugs.
Okay. So Kent gave you.
Kent didn't give me.
Okay.
Now, in the pipe, I had somebody bring me. Well, I don't think it exactly went like that, but it wasn't his. He has pipes everywhere. They all got broken. I'm not saying it. But I didn't come there with drugs.
So what happens when y'all get there? When you get there?
What happened when I first got there?
When you get there, yes. Did he say for you? Did he invite you over, or did you just show up?
No, I didn't just show up. he had been telling me, I think there's some, between him and my mom, like, he wants to let me stay over there, and he's afraid, like, she's going to cut him off if, because that's where his help comes from. But, like, when I was in the hospital, he was like, you can come here, and then I guess they didn't expect me to be released so soon. And then I called, and he was like, well, lean more towards Bobby's or Nick's. And okay, that was a little bit hurtful because, like, I actually had to, I didn't want to go to Nick's. Kids' family, I had to go see somebody play with a stick while I was talking about my heart being broken. Finally offered me a hug and then offered to let me play with his, we went, okay, so coming, as soon as I got there, I could tell that he was sitting on the bed with no underwear and no shorts. And that's okay, it's his house, but he's never done that before. So I knew he had to be, but that's fine.
There's no evidence that Harvey was naked. In fact, in the Facebook Live, taken 3 hours before he was murdered, he was dressed and acting normally. However, in her state of mind, she thought differently.
So I had Facebook Live, like, crawling, and then I had made, I think I saved the camcorder video. Like, I just knew that I'm on my own. They can say and do anything, and I get to shoot into things because anything anybody else says, as long as it's against me.
So what do you mean what were you recording live?
And him.
What was he doing?
Nothing yet, I had thought to be on the phone with someone, have a witness, be on the phone with somebody, because he's very deceitful. And
where was he at when you were recording?
I wasn't recording him necessarily, but on the bed. He was on the bed, and the times that I did come in there because he was, because of what he was saying. He was. He didn't realize I was recording. Maybe he did.
What was he saying?
What was he saying when I walked back in there? He was talking about, it went from everything to when I asked him to put paints on. I know I ain't got nothing. And, it's can't, that's not, I just got you to cover up. Just want you, and I don't want to antagonize. So every time, like, if I would say something, for the longest time, I used as much grace, patience. I absolutely did not even say anything that would have antagonized him. I was exhausted. I wanted to shower. I wanted to lay down. After he had banged on the bathroom the first time and insisted that I get out of the shower, I had decided that I would let him, when I got out, ask him if he needed to use the restroom or anything, and which is what I did, but he had just beat on the door because he supposedly had to use it. Anyhow, I had decided I would sleep in the bathroom with the door locked. Maybe I could at least get an hour or two, and that just didn't happen either, because by the time I got in the shower as soon as I got there. He came and beat on the door, can I use you mind if I use my? And I just was like, okay. Got my clothes on, opened the door. I wasn't getting high. I wasn't smoking anything. I wasn't doing anything. I've never even gotten high without him, he had another friend, Chris, used to come over there and do that. But, and he's just somebody I know Kent used to let him over, and he said, boy, only used to go in there. He was on fentanyl and stuff.
So you're saying you and Kent have never gotten high together?
No, sir, I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you, okay.
No, that's all we've ever done, basically.
Okay.
I have tried to throw other activities in there, but basically it's what it boils down to. But he has a lot of emotions about being left out over the past, not ever having anybody. So I try to kind of make it family-ish, like watch a movie or invite him in, whatever.
Okay. So when you get out of the shower, you let him in. He goes to the bathroom. What happens from there?
He didn't go in there to go to the bathroom.
Okay, so what
He
happened?
had lied. Is there an officer now where I can be? I'm going to use that.
Yes, well, we're almost there. What happens after that?
Do I have to go to jail?
We're still trying to figure that out.
Harvey's injuries are frankly too terrifying to recount, but what you need to know is that they didn't happen from a single shove. They were violent, clear signs of a horrific assault.
And it's not like I'm not trying to lie. I realize that some of these behaviors look like, well, I have brain damages and I have like things, that's not it. I'm just trying to remember that way. I don't tell you anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
When I had gotten out, he didn't use the bathroom or anything. He went back in there and sat down, I think. He did. He went back in there and sat down. And I don't remember what the conversation was, why he had, and I don't know if it had happened right away. But I was on the phone with I think I was either talking with someone or Facebook Live and somebody was on it. But I went back in the bathroom or whatever, and then he, was, cussing and up and aggressive. And I don't know what he was. I tell you, I was not antagonizing him. And so he was coming at me. And so I stopped him one time. I was up against the wall, literally. I could not even get in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I've never anyone on the street. If I knock it overpower someone like a girl, I'll whoop her in the face with a flip flop or something. I don't do that. I promise you, I didn't I promise. Anyways, I had stopped him one time, and I had to push him back a little bit to get in. I went in the bathroom, closed the door, locked it. This went on for hours. Him just every time that he, not shortly after that though, since that had just happened, I forget what was going on, but I was out in his room. That's what that is. It's his room. Doing something. I think I was, I'm not sure. Doing something with the ice or cooking. Oh, I got something to cook. I did, but, wait, just a second. I don't remember what I was supposed to tell you. Shortly after that, we were in his room, right after I had to, get away from me. I suppose I could have shoved him, but he was being aggressive. It looked like he was fixing to hit me. And I probably should have just pushed him. I'm exhausted. And he was aggressive me. He's a man. He looks weak right now. That's not, anyhow, we were in the room and he had thrown himself. I was still recording, I was over here. He's way over there. He had thrown himself on the floor. Kind of like as he was practicing. He was very deceitful. And
So you said, let me back up. So you struck him. You said the nose?
He was
being aggressive. So you felt like did he strike you?
He has, and he's not. This kind of stuff has happened before. Okay. He was going to.
So was he drawing back to hit you?
Yes, he was.
He was drawing back to hit you.
He was. I wouldn't lie to you, and I'm telling you, if I felt like he was about to hit me, he was.
Okay, so you strike him in the nose.
I punched him in the nose.
And so then you pushed him hard.
And then, no, I didn't push him hard. I moved him back so I could get in the bathroom.
Okay. Did he fall down?
No.
Okay. Does he normally walk with a cane?
Not all the time. He does if he has to walk a distance. He uses it more and more lately.
Okay. All right, so you get back in the bathroom. What happens then?
I cooked something. I know that I think maybe I heard something because I came out and I didn't. That's probably what happened because I didn't know what he hit his head on. But I don't think he did it on purpose. But he had fallen. He falls all the time, and he had hit his head on something. I did not do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, very easily, they could have come from me helping him roll over and picking him up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Honestly.
So you understand that you could possibly kill him? Yeah, and it's definitely wrong, right?
No, I mean, if anybody does understand that, I do. I wouldn't do that. If I wouldn't even with my power, I'm not.
So you only struck him that one time?
Well, no, not completely.
Okay.
I only struck him that one time when this went on for hours. No, he was fighting me. He did hit me, and all I did was I'd held his arms down.
Where, do you have any bruising or anything on you from where he struck you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have a bruise right there or not. I mean, I know that I was wrestling too, like, when he had tried to pull me down onto the ground. He was laying on the ground. He was I never ever tagged him. If I struck him, it was only to get him off of me because he was overpowering me. And anything other than that, I held his arms down. I went back in there. This was like just few and in between times.
So how many times do you think that these wrestling you may have accidentally struck him happened?
Now, a lot of you have to keep in mind have come from him hitting himself or scraping himself.
Okay.
I have not him. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Just a couple.
Just a couple times that you?
Yeah, just a couple.
Keep in mind, Harvey was no threat to Erin whatsoever. Erin had no bruises, no injuries, and the Facebook Live she took in his house did indeed show him drunk, but not violent or even aggressive. In the first video, he is seen drunk, and she is seen seemingly comfortable with him. The next video, however, showed Harvey in the background completely unresponsive. Harvey opened his house to someone and was minding his business. And in response, the woman he opened his home to recorded him and showed it to the world.
Well, apparently you told the gentleman outside that you times, right?
No, sir.
You didn't tell him that?
No, sir, I don't even talk like that. No, in Jesus' name, I didn't say that.
Okay. Then why would they say that? It may not have been that words, the exact words, but they said that you told them that you had to be different times.
No. What I did, I mean, these conversations with those guys, I don't even know.
So why would they make that up and lie about it?
I don't think that they lied about it. I think that, or made it up like that. It depends on which one you're talking about. You know, I think that Ray might have made some shit like that up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I was just in the process of talking to Lee and letting him know that Kent had been absolutely, you know, like I've never seen him before. You know, I don't know, like, why would he say that? That I beat
Well, you tell me.
3 times?
There's the Bible right there. You're telling me that you did not tell those two different gentlemen that you beat different times.
I would never talk like that. In Jesus' name, I didn't say that.
Okay. That's your story. This one. I'm just telling you.
I don't
both of them,
either one of them.
both of them said that you said that. So that's
Well, that's
chair.
very interesting. I don't know either one of them. But Lee, I held in high esteem because he supposedly, because he took time to stand there and talk with me. I don't believe it was him that said it. And I do believe that it was Ray if anything was said, because he's the idiot it was very ignorant the way he handled,
What about all the blood all over him?
He didn't wipe I'm telling you that he intentionally did that. His nose was bleeding. Coming from me right now, it wouldn't sound good for me to tell you the kind of, why he may have all over the place on purpose and went and called, like he would do that, and that's just what his plan was.
But you already said you struck him in the nose.
Yeah, his nose was bleeding.
So you struck him in the nose, which caused his nose to bleed?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Well, I feel a jelly was fixing to attack me.
We're just trying to get the truth, okay? That's what I'm just trying to figure.
Sir.
So he had all over him from when you struck him in the nose, correct?
He did. I struck him in the nose.
Okay. All right. So
being everywhere, that was wow.
Why was the on his face for so long?
Because I was not going to be the wiper offer if he's still cussing me out.
Mm-hmm.
I did wipe it off today.
Okay. So
I wouldn't let him wipe.
When you're outside,
he's not incapable of wiping his face. He did that intentionally, I'm telling you. Just to get.
So when you're outside sitting in the chair, your belongings are out there and you're talking to the two other guys. And they go up there and check on
I wasn't
Harvey.
talking to the two other guys.
Okay.
I was talking with one.
Okay.
That other guy, wasn't holding a conversation with him.
So they both had seen Harvey covered in blood and covered in bruises.
No, that's a lie too.
Well, they must have, because they're the ones that called the police.
Well, I'm the one that asked them to check on him.
Yeah, when they went and checked on him, they discovered him laying in the floor,
No, they didn't.
covered in bruises and blood.
I was there.
And Harvey asked them to call the police
Mr.
because
Yancey,
and an
that is a
ambulance.
lie. That is a lie in Jesus' name. Those officers, did they wear these too? That, Mr. Yancey, that's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the officers, you're saying, is that because you don't believe me or because you
I'm telling you, this is what I know to be fact because they called and it's a recorded phone call. Called up here, them saying these statements.
Mr. Yancey, no, sir. I was in the middle of bathing him.
She tries to play it as an act of love, caring for him. In reality, she was desperately trying to wipe away every trace of her violence. But after years of bringing violence on those close to her, she's reached the end of her rope. Faced with the fact that both of her friends have turned on her, she tries to change the narrative. She claims that she asked her friend Ray to check on him after she left him alone for some time.
He came running out. Hey, call the cops. He's hurt or something.
And Harvey asked that you call the police.
No.
He asked them to and call an ambulance because he'd been assaulted. And Harvey says you with a bat.
I mean, but Mr. Yancey, I did not strike. I didn't hit him.
Well, I'm telling you what we're looking at, okay? This is what I've been told.
With a bat is what he said?
What he said with a bat. Now, I don't know. I wasn't there. The only people who was there was you, him, and Jesus, and I wasn't there. And I know two people out there that are downstairs that you admit that you were talking to said that you said I had to whip it different times.
When we tussled, I had to strike him. That it's not what I said.
Or what?
That ain't what I said.
It may not have been those exact words, but they're saying you assaulted him 3 different times. You admitted that.
No, but I did not. I didn't say that. No.
So how did you word it to him then?
I don't know, but I just told you. It was simple. And no, I did not.
So just when y'all were
I cared for him. I wouldn't talk like that. If I had to put my hands on him, I wouldn't say it like that. I'm quite the opposite that anybody would assume as a drug addict. I wouldn't hurt him. I wouldn't strike him if it wasn't necessary. If I struck him, it's because he had a hold of me. I didn't with a bat, and I don't know why. And him and my mom, I didn't hurt him. I didn't do anything to him that wasn't, I did not, and I don't talk like that because I didn't talk like that at all. The way I worded it to Ray, I said, Ray, if you could just talk, check on Kent while I'm gone, or I'm fixing to have to leave. He hit his head and I'm worried about his mental condition, is what I said to him. He can't banged his head on something. I wouldn't leave him like that, and I'm not a mean person.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to finally be coming to terms with the depth of trouble she's found herself in. As usual, though, she's only thinking about herself.
Do you want to show me the videos you have on your phone?
They made me leave my phone. I don't know where it's at. It's out there. When I was talking to
the officers have it?
No. When I was talking to Lee, it's out there somewhere. And I think I may have erased the live ones because I was thinking, well, my Lord, but
yeah, so you put them up on Facebook Live, but you took them down, right?
Him. It was us. That was to protect me.
Okay.
And yes, when I thought about it, I was like, oh my God, I didn't do anything to be ugly. I only used live because it had other people possibly, like that it wasn't just on my camcorder. Maybe if I needed to call somebody and say, look, can you tell them? I promise you.
So why did you feel like you had to put him on Facebook Live?
It wasn't like that. I've never gotten on Facebook Live before. The reason I'm telling you now, the only reason that I got on Facebook Live, I think the first time was Thursday, because I needed. I don't know if just to record. I think Thursday was to record other people, maybe to reach out to people, but at Ken's house, I wasn't putting him on live. It wasn't like that. I only had it nobody was watching it. There may have been 2 people coming and going. That was simply for the recording, so I could have proof that, and I'm telling you.
As of the publishing of this video, Erin has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for the murder of Harvey Satterfield. Any charges brought forth by her children are pending, but we sincerely hope everyone surrounding Erin receives the justice they deserve. Our thoughts are with Harvey's friends, family, and loved ones, as well as Erin's family members, who she had taken advantage of for so long. Thank you for tuning in. Besides subscribing to help us make more videos exactly like this one, you can also listen to all of our crime podcasts over on Spotify. And before you go, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.